All right. Excited about how you guys did on the homework. You actually been doing really well, and I'm very pleased with that. You did a good job there. Go ahead and pull it back out because, like I've said yesterday, I want to make sure that we grade it so that you guys are able to see what grade you received and which ones you may have missed there. Just a couple of things. When you do send me your homework, I'll let you go and get it out while I'm talking here. When you send it to me, make sure that there's enough light on the picture so that I'm able to grade it properly. Some of them were kind of dark and difficult to read. Others, make sure that when you're going through that you write it neatly because I need to be able to read it. That is very helpful for that. You guys know how I like to have it. Make sure the numbers and all the equations are on the lines and then move down, different things like that. Circle your answer. Make it very obvious. Keep it very neat there. All right, let's go ahead and look at number 1, page 95, skill check 2. Number 1 is 3n. Number 2 is 60 divided by n. Number 3 is 12m. Number 4, you can either have x over 5 or 1/5 times x. Number 5 is 61 minus v, or 61 plus a negative v. And the number 6, which ones are equivalent? This is the one that I told you. You need to make sure that you know the word equivalent, that it means equal. This here, 2x over 3 and 2/3 times x. Those are the same. Those are equivalent. Because if you look back at number 4, or even the answer for example 5, it shows you there that the variable over the number, over the bottom number there, or 1/4 times x, 2/3 times x, they are equivalent. They are the same. Now, a couple of things I want you guys to be aware of. Some of you were doing this on the homework from the other day, where you were saying that if the equation was 12b equals 24, and then you go through and this is being multiplied, so you divide it by 12, and you were saying that 12 divided by 12 equals 0. That's not true. 12 going into 12 divided by 12 is 1. So that makes this a 1b. Now, when we're adding and subtracting, yes, we want to make this number a 0, the coefficient. But in this case, we're making it a 1, so keep that in mind. It's different with multiplication and division. Also, when you're going through and doing it, what you can do, a lot of you wrote your homework like this, which is, it's not wrong, but you either wrote it, let's see, number 1, it says a number tripled, and you did 3 times n, or n times 3, or n3, things like that. The way that you need to write these, now these, again, are technically right, but the way you need to write them that'll make it easier is when you have a number multiplied by a variable, you can get rid of the multiplication sign, and the number comes first. That is called the coefficient, and then the variable comes directly after it. All right, so keep that in mind. That's how I want you to start writing these so that you're not confused when we're going over them. Now what we're going to do is combine those two different things that we've learned so far and learn how to interpret these word problem situations. And again, this is a real life situation of when you'll be using these. And this stuff is not hard. We've gone over this before. You just have to take it step by step, a little bit at a time. So number 6, example 6, page 96. Take out your books. We're going to example 6, page 96. It says write an equation for the sentence. All right, then the sentence is $19 is the result of dividing the cost of a tennis racket by 3. So let's say that you are going out and you want to buy a tennis racket, and there's 3 of you that are there. Okay, your mom and dad will do it with you, or your brother and sister will share it with you, or your 2 different friends, whatever it is. All 3 of you are going to chip money in to buy a tennis racket. Well, how much would you need to pay? And so this is what they look at here. And so remember, take this one piece at a time. First of all, you need to write down what are you trying to figure out? What do we not know? What is the unknown? That will become your variable. So here, the sentence is $19 is the result of dividing the cost of a tennis racket by 3. So what do we not know? Again, remember, it's like Dora the Explorer here. Respond to me. Make sure that you're engaged here. We don't know the cost of the tennis racket. So the tennis racket is going to be our variable, the cost. All right, so that's the variable. Now, look again at the sentence, page 96, example 6. It says $19 is. What does the word is mean in mathematical terms? Equals, exactly. So, what it's saying there, $19 is or equals, let me make that 19 a little bit more obvious there. 19 is, that we go through there, is the result of dividing the cost of the racket by 3. Well, the cost here, we say is X, and we need to divide that by 3. How do we make that? How do we make it look? We could either have 3 divided by X, or the same thing as 3, sorry, I did the opposite there. You have X, the cost, divided by 3. And then because of the commutative property, we are able to switch these. So you would have X divided by 3 equals 19. Now let me erase these so we don't get confused. But then it says to go a step further. So it goes through there and we have that. We've done it. Now, does it tell us to solve in example 6? No, it does not. So let's look at example 7. All right, example 7. It says the advertised cost for 3 items is $69. What is the unit price? Okay, so it's saying for 3 items is $69. So if you buy 3 things together, it costs you $69. What is the price of one of the units? So let's look at this here. What are we trying to find is the piece per unit or the price per unit. So X is price per unit. All right, it's the price per unit. And then it goes through, it says the advertised cost for 3 items is $69. So that's our equal sign. $69 is, and we don't know how much each unit costs, so that's here. But how many units are there? There are 3 units. Then it says, it goes through, and this one actually goes and solves it. It figures it out. What is the unit price is what it asks. So you read the sentence carefully. We figure out what the variable is. Then the verb is represents our equal sign. We go through there, and it is the total amount is $69. There's 3 units apiece. And so then we go ahead and solve. Now here, this mathematical procedure is multiplication. So what we need to do there is undo the multiplication. How do you undo multiplication? Undo with division. So 3 times x, you do 3 divided by 3. That cancels it out because they both become 1. So you have 1x equals, and we have to do it over here, 69 divided by 3. Well, 3 will go into 6 3 times. Sorry, 3 will go into 6 twice. And 3 will go into 9 3 times. The unit price, x equals 23. This is very simple, very easy stuff that we're doing here. All right, once again, very short lesson. I'm excited to be able to do that. You have 3 questions to go through here. The first one just gives you basic mathematical talk, mathematical language. The quotient of a number and 12 is 8. Remember, quotient deals with division. Find the number. It tells you what you're looking for. And so you have to write the equation and then solve it. Number 2, the bill for the coffee selling is $7 a pound, was $42. How many pounds of coffee were purchased? In other words, they were buying coffee, and the coffee was $7 a pound, and they bought $42 worth. So how much coffee did they buy? How many pounds? And then number 3, the offering was $8,428 was divided equally among the missionary families at the conference. Each family received $2,107. How many families were at the conference? So it goes through there. You have 8,428. Each family got 2,107. How many families were there total? All right, that's what you're trying to figure out there. You have to look at the directions. You have to write the equation and you have to solve. There's only 3 questions, but this is worth 6 points because there's 2 points per. If you don't write the equation, you will get the answer wrong. If you write the equation but get the answer wrong, okay, you still get 1 point, but make sure you're thinking. You guys have my contact information. You have the ability to get a hold of me. Please do so. Don't just go through and not know what you're doing. Email me, have your parents email me, the Facebook Messenger, whatever you need to use there to get a hold of me to figure these things out, and I'll help you. Have a good day. Good luck on these. Tomorrow, what we will do is assign large portions of the section here of 3.2, and that is when you will be able to do the cumulative review for extra credit if you would like. Some of you need it. Some of your grades are pretty borderline between the different letters, and so you needed to help pull those numbers up. The quarter is almost over, and this will be really helpful for you guys to be able to get that extra credit. All right, have a good day. Send me your homework when you're done.